Welcome to the video. This is a statistical breakdown of 10 racks of 8-ball I broke and ran. This is rack 1. So it took me 43 breaks to get 10 break and runs. And then I was going to review the footage and see what I got for statistics. And this is actually my 6th break before I actually had a break and run. I had 3 dry breaks leading up to this. At a 43 racks, that'd be 23% break and run rate. I had 22 racks that I broke, made a ball, and failed to run out, so that's 51%. And then I had 8 dry breaks, so I dry broke 18.6% of the time and broke and scratched 7% of the time, 3 scratching breaks. So that 7 ball is now clear. That 6 ball does go in the side. Just trying to figure out what's the best way to get on it. Got a problem ball, you might as well go after it now. Really fortunate, another couple inches up table and I wouldn't be able to make this 6. Try to split the gap. I'll just roll this in and take an angle at the 8 in the side.
There's videos I made for each of the cues. You can also buy shafts, brake cues, and other options from the dealers and wholesalers may inquire. Always check this page for my latest inventory. Sign up for my email list. Send me a message. Thanks for the support. CDMikeCues.com.
So this is the second break and run I had of the morning. I started this at 7 a.m. actually. I'd been up since about 5 in the morning to smoke some cheese because it's actually cooling off here in the Midwest. It's been over 104, 108 degree days with 75% humidity. It's been miserable, so the table plays sticky even at 7 a.m. But nonetheless, this is my 10th break of the day, my second break and run. And this one was very challenging considering the stripes. That 14 ball in the center of the table, just in the middle of all that madness with the solids going on. That 8 ball's no cupcake either.
Little 600 speed putter.
Trying to take a stab at just lodging something a little loose. It does go up by the 11 ball, but you got to get pinpoint position. The 10 ball is there, but again, I got to get really good on it to get a stop shot. So I'm going to try to use the 10 to get something better in down the line.
He got his cue back and he got refinished, and somebody stole that at a casino. I mean, it's crazy.
Pull it back.
Says dude on
Right into the 4. Got the cute little angle that goes away from the 7 ball, so I can actually hit this with like a more of a center forward stun to kind of go off the 8 and towards the other 2 stripes. Got really fortunate that 8 stayed right out in the open. It easily could have been pushed somewhere in a horrible spot.
I mean, that's crazy as it is. And then,
Instead of trying to hold this ball, I'm going to go all the way up and down. I thought I was tracking towards a scratch, but just grazes the rail just enough to avoid the scratch. These are 4 1/4 inch pockets, so they play tough. And the cloth is 3 years old and humid.
and he's like, that's my friend's cue.
Rail first, get that angle.
And he ended up getting the cue back, and he sent it back did Urban Custom Cues, changed cue sponsor for many years. And,
Wiped its feet, used the entire pocket. That's what I love to do. Alright, rack 3. So this is my 17th break of the day. It's like one of the only ones I break head ball. Even though I broke from the same position, I actually broke with head ball on that one. Yeah, out of these 8 dry breaks, most of them were head ball or other opposite sides of the table. I broke from the same spot in every one of these break and runs because that's where I was making balls. Yeah, overshot a little bit, but that's all right. I can make the 6. Camera angle looks a little deceiving, but I can make that ball clean. Using the 3 as insurance. So the 2 and the 4 are the ones I'm kind of eyeballing here. The 2 does go by the 4, but I don't like having to save that 2 ball with the 4 still there. So I want to get rid of the 4 as quick as I can. The 9 and the 15 does make it a little bit of a trickier ball to get on, but with the 1 ball in the center of the table, it's actually not that bad. Got a good angle to go to the rail. So in this moment, I actually don't know that 1 goes down in the bottom right corner. I'm going to look at that right now. Like, yeah, I can just put my cue ball back where it's at now and get a stop shot on that 1. That'd be ideal. Yeah, it looks like that 1 goes by a mile on this video, but it actually was kind of a tough shot. Yeah, all I could really do is just pinch and hold there, draw back a little bit to accept the angle on the 2. Just avoid not scratching in the right middle. Intentionally hit that second rail to bounce off. Good speed control. This 8 ball actually needs cleaned, or the cue ball, you can hear it chatter like almost a skid. Hit it pure and firm. That's the only way it went. If I hit that soft with low, I probably would have, that cue ball and 8 ball would have jumped around and not made the 8. Rack 4. So this would be my 21st break. Stripes look the best because the 3 and 4 are available, but I just think I have easier starters on the stripes, so we're going to go that route.
That one was not one of them. LOL. Didn't cross this ball.
That 10 ball goes underneath the 1 in the lower left, but it is tight. I want to make sure I get the right angle on this 10 too, so I can slide up, play the 15 in the same pocket. Because that's kind of what the table's giving me. If it's just a baby roll forward. That was intentional. Try to give myself just a couple more degrees of angle to slide my cue ball up. This table has been playing very slow the last couple days with all this humidity. Just take my moment to stop that ball and play the 8 in the corner. Could still play it in the side, but you're going to have a wild cue ball. Play this with a stopper or a stun, you might scratch, so you want to play this with a high ball to intentionally make that cue ball go to the rail, just so you know where it's going. All right, rack 5. This will be my 24th break. I love how I can get that cue ball to go straight to the rail and straight back through the rack. That's how I'm playing it. Is just the one spot on the table I can make balls, and I'm just going to focus on the cue ball at that point. If I can make sure I can get a good percentage of a ball going from that spot, I'm going to keep breaking from there. And I do this entire video. That 7 ball impedes the 9. I'm very aware of that. I do notice that the 9 goes by the 3, but to get underneath the 7 to make the 9 in the side, it seems more sketchy because I don't know where my cue ball is going to go after that. So I intentionally try to run into the 7 ball here. That came out just about as good as I could have dreamed. I didn't touch the 9. That was my hope, because the 9 does go. That 8 ball is in the world of hurt. It does go over by the 5, but it is kind of a challenging shot. Long distance, I would prefer to play it in a pocket that's closer. But I don't have a great pattern here. I see it here in a second. 12, 14, 11, 9. Try to save that 9 for my key ball to play the 8 in the side. Like I say, that 8 ball doesn't have a lot of options. Top left's blocked, top right is a challenge, center right is blocked. I believe the 2 even had the 8 blocked down to the bottom right, but it might have went there. But didn't have a great key ball, so it's not an option. Just want to make sure I get the right angle on this 9 so I don't have to do anything fancy with my cue ball. So keep it simple. Put all focus on just making the 9 because it is tight. You've got a gap between 3 and 7 for the bridge. Rack 6. This would be my 28th break. Again, breaking from the exact same spot that I always have so far. The head ball was too many dry breaks. I think I even scratched on one of the head ball breaks. That's why I needed to switch it up. Second ball, statistically, should make more balls. May have more clusters, may not have a good starter ball, but you at least can make a ball and get an attempt to get a break and run. So I remember this rack, and I play this 7 ball very poorly. It's a clean hit, but for some reason I thought I needed to put just a touch of left or inside on it, and it didn't. And I almost hooked myself. Luckily, I can see the 3. That's the only ball I can see, and I can't even cut it in the side. I can only cut it in the corner. Use the whole pocket speed. I want to make sure I don't get behind the 2 to where I can't see the 6, but I know I don't want to run into the 6. I want to use it to further along my pattern. Ideally, I would love to go 6-4-2, but it all depends on the shape here. Table got real slow, real fast, thankfully, because it left me a straight in 2, just kind of stop it and play the 4.
But I'm feeling this game's going to take a little bit. It could.
4 has the angle to kind of slide towards that 8 ball. The 13 is right on that tangent line, and that's all right. Helps us not scratch, and a controlled bump is still a very good idea to do sometimes. I don't overdo it, so I'm not going to put my cue ball on the rail or go down below the 8 or anything crazy. Just nice, smooth, controlled. And then I believe this next breaking run is the only package we had. Yeah, this is break 29, so I only had a 2-pack in this 10 racks. I was hoping for more, but I just could not make balls consistently after the break. 22 times I can make a ball, but out of those, there's probably a good 5 or more that I had absolutely no shot. Locked up behind a ball, had to kick 2 different times because there was not a single open shot to shoot. So it was tough.
Gives a little touch to the 7, which straightens the ball out.
So I know the solids look a little bit better, but I end up taking stripes. The only realistic shots is the 3 and the 6 to start with, but the 15 doesn't go by the 1, so I knew that when I took stripes. So I'm absolutely trying to bump either the 15 or the 5, trying to create a path for the 15 up table. It might go, and I have a bad angle on the 9. 14 doesn't go in the bottom left, so I thought, well, I'm right here. I can play this easy little ticky shot. I'm lined up real good for it. I can play shape on the 14 in the side, which that's pretty handy. Eight ball's in a bit of a pickle. That's another reason I didn't want to shoot that 9 off earlier, is it's something up table to where I can potentially get the lower left corner for the 8. So it's the only real option besides top right, and that's not where I'd like to play it. I did not think I was going to get straight in on this ball. I knew I'd be coming off the side of that 6, but I never imagined I'd get dead straight in with this.
Elvin's from, I want to say, Topeka, Kansas, which is the capital of, certainly not the
Yeah, I
largest.
just loaded that thing up, just trying to get anywhere to where I can play that 9 in the side, because I can get creative with my speeds and spins and pocket selection on how to get on that 8 from that position on the 9. Table's a lot slower than it had been the last few days. A few days ago, I'd have been clear up here by, past the side pockets. Challenging 8, gotta bear down and make sure you put this one away. So I did a slew of making a ball and just couldn't get out, and a scratch on the break. This is 35th break. Man, I was pretty happy with breaking from second ball in that position because I was getting great action with my cue ball. Everything was open. I was really enjoying that second ball break this morning.
I'm gonna figure out what the game time is.
So the 3 ball does not pass the 10 to the top right.
No, it ain't the first game, but I don't think they've played too many games. It might be 2-1. Somebody. Oh. Wait, game is 2. And they started the first round.
I believe I got a little fortunate to hit the 8 just like I was hoping to, and I didn't mean to get this cute little angle to bump the 3, but hey, when in Rome, you got to take it. Intentionally only hit the 3 because I don't want to move the 10 forward and potentially block the pocket or even block the 5 from the pocket for that matter. I don't want to move that 10.
This guy's like, oh,
Gotta be
man,
cautious here.
you
You
know,
could easily hit that 15 and leave yourself long.
He's like, yeah. And he's like, and you played really good.
So just looking at this, I thought the 3 ball was going to drift towards the short rail. Like it was going to drift towards the 11, but closer to the short rail. So I was trying to bump that 11 right there and kind of hold for whatever I could get on the 3. I absolutely was playing it in the pocket I made this in, but this is one of the lowest percentage shots I've made in a long time. Now I just got to bear down and make the 8 because it's no picnic either. Doesn't go in the side. I like how I stayed down on that. I was a little unsure I made it.
Extremely traditional.
Rack 9. So this is the 39th break of the day. Stripes are better due to the 7 ball on the table. The 11 doesn't go on the side, so I thought, well, I'm on the 6. I can get on the 7 from here. I should have walked around and looked at the exact position I needed. I overrolled it, wanted the corner. Froze to the rail, 50-yard line. Even the bank is not straight in. You have to cut that bank. Sneaks right between the 3 and the 9, right into the side. And the 3's got half that side blocked, so I was pretty fortunate to not brush that 3. And fortunate to have a nice shot on the 3.
Get in the hole. Wow.
So I know I don't want to save the 2 ball for my key ball to get on the 8. It's got the 15, it's got the 12, 13. It has landmines around it, so I would like to get it off the board. The 4 ball, it's at least out in the open. I can get on it from many different ways from the 2.
I mean, everyone would probably tune in if I posted there, but I don't know if there is.
Just want to make sure I don't overroll it underneath the 4 and get too steep of an angle on the 2. That was my thought process. And got a little too straight in.
Yeah, I already went up to that Darren's of the syrup lawyer.
Just hit it with some low karate with some left English to help spin it off the rail. Got a little fortunate. It didn't nuzzle up behind one of them stripes, which it likes to do when I'm playing competition. Couple of straight in shots and we're home free on this rack.
I don't think so. Although I did see
Just making sure, just in case I drew it back, I wanted to make sure I cleared them stripes. In case I hit the wrong side of the pocket and the cue ball walked to the behind. So this is the 43rd break of the morning. Took me about 2 hours. Started at exactly 7, broke the first balls at 7:02. Hung this thing up at about 9:10ish, I believe. I don't think those are horrible stats. They're probably not my best, but I was curious what they broke down to be, because I have an instructor that told me I need a journal, so that's what I did. I reviewed all this and I journaled how I missed certain shots and what led to success and what led to failure. But 23% break and run, that's not great, but I'll take that. 43 attempts and 23% break and run, I'll take that. Basically every quarter, so if we played a race to 10, I would hope I'm breaking and running around 2 racks, give or take. Hopefully more. And if you play similar to me, hopefully this inspires you to maybe record yourself and throw statistics at yourself. It kind of helps you mentally understand positions and why they mean what they mean, like a high percentage run out, a low percentage run out. Like when I kicked in that 3 ball, that was extremely low percentage that I'm getting out from that position. I had, out of the 22 racks I failed, I intentionally tried to hit that 8 to hold for the 2 right there. But out of the 22 racks I failed at, I learned a lot, just statistically. I should have ran probably at least 6 of those 22 opposite-handed, and I just mentally, physically broke down. You could blame equipment, you could blame the dog bark next door, I don't care. At the end of the day, I still missed them, and that affected my stats. So I was really hoping to do a little better. That was a low percentage shot there, but I made it, and I got a 50-yard line. I'm either straight jacked over the 12 to slice it in the opposite corner, or I can at least level cue it and slice it to the bottom left. Oh, we willed that one in, but I appreciate everyone that would ever watch this, but that is 10 racks. I knew I was calling it there because I knew this would be statistical from the get. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Till next time, thank you.